dropship is coming with a couple tanks to defend against this. Zealots streaming towards the area to try and defend. A couple of the cannons have gone down. Vultures streaming in. Zealots being split. Some to the tanks, some to try and take care of the vultures. But it looks like the vultures have killed a lot of probes. There's only, what, 2, 3 left? They're stacked, I think, so it's hard to tell for sure. But I think there's only a few probes left at the top left. A lot of probes have gone down. So that's a tough spot right now for Free economically. He's lost a lot of probes in this game and hasn't really done any counter harassment against Light at all here. And it looks like those Stargates aren't producing anything, which is kind of weird. It looks like Free once again taking advantage of this map, using that dropship, gonna take some tanks to the 6 o'clock position. I think as soon as he gets an opportunity to, and is able to get a couple tanks down there, and then he's gonna start taking the 6 o'clock position. This map is just a great map for tank harassment if you can pull it off. And Science Vessel seeing an Arbiter here, and Light just saying hello, not even gonna EMP. There's the EMP. that was cute. Light just saying hello, Arbiter. Hello, world. How are you? I think he was almost trying to bait that Arbiter into trying to do a recall and then EMP it as it was moving out, which would have been pretty funny. It looks like Free is actually moving towards the bottom of the map, so he's not going to allow Light to set up this this tank harassment, taking down the turret and forcing the rest of the units back to the bottom right, really. And now Free has the opportunity that he can attack all over the map. He can attack the bottom right. He can try to attack the main ridge of Light. He could even try to stream into the natural expansion if he's able to get Light's army out of position. Then that narrow ramp by the natural expansion becomes open. We've seen that before on PVTs, PV, really anything. Anytime you have really fast units, Vultures, Zealots, and Zerglings, you can do that. I really like it when Zealots do it because they're beefy, and they can just absorb a lot of damage and just stream right in there with only if there's only a few units there to defend. Oh no, probes are gonna get manhandled. Oh man. Oh, Light, what are you doing, Light? Oh, Light missed a fantastic opportunity. He could have killed almost all of those probes, and he didn't. Big mistake there by Light. I mean, he shot at the Zealot instead of the probes. Unfortunately, wasn't paying attention to it or something, and wasn't able to do it. But he could have killed a ton of probes there if he had focused them down and done some nice little micro with those vultures. And I really, in focus fire, I definitely think he could have gotten a ton of those probes. But instead, Free's going to get his 5th base up and running. We got a lot of tanks moving towards the bottom of the map, and Free's going to have to defend against us. That is a lot of tanks. And where are the vultures? He needs some vultures. There they are. Will they be able to get a minefield down in time? Will there be an EMP to get rid of these Arbiters? There will not be an EMP. This should be a ton of stasis. There's one stasis. And is that it? Just one stasis? I mean, Free could throw down more stasis if he wants. There's a second stasis. There's a third stasis. Over half the army for Light is currently in stasis right now. And where are the Zealots for Free? Looks like both these players. Oh man, the Zealots are in the back. Free, I think Zealots go in the front traditionally, but it doesn't matter because over half of the forces for Light are in stasis. So Freeze once again is going to take another big military victory. Going to take down another like 10 tanks, easy peasy, and slaughter them. But it looks like Vultures are moving to the top left. Going to do some more economic harassment. Going to be able to take down a lot of probes if he's micros them correctly. There's only two cannons in the area, a couple more Vultures, and he could probably take pretty much everything down. And Free just always has this like mouth wide open look on his face. It looks like we're going to have Free actually moving towards the bottom right, going to try and take this base out. If this base at the bottom right actually falls, it's going to be so tough for Light to work his way back in this game. That is just too much for him to absorb. We got a lot of turrets down here and things, and it looks like Free's actually going to be able to take them all down. We got some Templar being produced for Storms, one of them being picked off by some Vultures. A nice little play there by Light, and now Free moving in with his Dragoons. Needs to be careful. There are some tanks on the low ground. Does not want to lose these Dragoons carelessly. We got a lot of Vultures streaming in, but he really needs tanks, and he really needs to get a tank up onto the high ground. But it's gonna be hard for him to do that while keep it alive. Really. It looks like he's actually going to bring in 3 tanks. Now that should be enough to clear this out as the 3 tanks. He had to wait until he had another round of tanks produced. Couldn't just send a singular tank up there. Otherwise, some decent micro from Free would have just picked it off easily. There's an Arbiter doing a recall here at the bottom right. That was cute. That was really nice with that Arbiter recall. And Zealots streaming in towards those tanks are going to take it down. And I think Free might be taking this game right here. Light is in huge trouble right now. Light is really struggling. Cannot hold on to this base. He's losing SCVs down there, forced to lift, might lose the command center if Free focuses it down. This is such a terrible position for Light Knight now that a command center is in the red. That command center is burning. That command center is almost out. That command center is dead. That command center has fallen, and Light does no longer even has that fourth base at all. The comsat station and the refinery are probably about to go down as well. So Light really needs to do some counter damage here. He needs to push either at the 6 o'clock or the top left base, or if he can just push towards the top left, take that ridge. He has an opportunity to take down both the natural and, or not the natural, the mineral only, and the base at the top left if he can. But I just don't know if he has the forces for it. Like, you can see that he's not really pushing out. It's getting to that point, though, where he's just so economically behind at the moment that he's going to have to just do one big, huge push out and take out multiple bases of Free. That's really his only chance at this point, is to have that kind of a push out. And you see this sort of thing a lot in StarCraft whenever a player is able to get a couple big military victories and expand across the map. You know, it's really tough to come back from, but you usually have one opportunity, one and only one opportunity to do counter damage, and if you don't do that enough counter damage, you lose. And we can see Light is going to have to do some pretty huge counter damage. I think he's going to have to, I wonder what he's waiting for, whether he's just waiting to maybe get to close to a maxed out army, or if he's waiting for maybe +3 weapons, or something like that is what he's waiting for. But Free is not going to give him any rest here, continuing to push in, and this is going to be an interesting fight moving down that ramp. I'm not going to be able to actually do so, but Free is going to take this high ground at least, going to make it very difficult for Light to set his forces up, and we got some High Templar, some other things that are in play now for Free, and Free could bring them in whenever he chooses, and some storms could really finish this off. Looks like Free hasn't even bothered to take his 4th gas yet, and I need a drink because this game is going pretty long. But yeah, I mean, this game has been going on for a while. We are at about the 24-minute mark. And finally we got some Templars. I'm hoping to see some storms. Free isn't a guy that's generally known for storms. Usually that's Jangbi and some Stork action are the guys who usually get a lot of credit for their storms, but I think most Protoss players have good storms. It's just Free hasn't had that epic make Nada cry storm action. And that is a lot of Arbiters. That's a lot of hallucinated Arbiters. Those are not real, folks. Those are not real Arbiters. Not all of them. There's no way he would send 5 Arbiters out. There comes one Arbiter. We'll look at EMP'd. Oh no! Oh, I think Light sees what's going on, and he's like, "What the hell do I do? What the heck do I do?" And he does get them all, but Free going for a recall here on the forces. Oh man, that's a brilliant move. Light thought that he was gonna go for the base. Instead, Light goes for the 5 tanks of Light. Free is gonna take this down. Now only 1 tank left to defend.